Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt, alongside with my other host, Lance. As always, we like to start off with an adult beverage of choice, and I gotta say, this is an interesting one. Lance, what are we drinking today?
Yeah, it is very interesting. This is going to be a dark bottle called Payne Black, and it says that it's a blended whiskey infused with natural black currant. And this bottle was really cool because it has a gargoyle, and the cap is also its own pourer, which made it super unique.
Yeah, that's about as far as it goes.
Unique is definitely the flavor. And I'm also going to be drinking some Leinenkugels Barrelman Ale. And what about you, Matt? What are you drinking?
I am also drinking the Payne. If you ever find it, need to find out what currant means, because I have no fucking idea what that actually means.
Yeah, so I did a quick Google search.
Okay.
Black currant, currant, refers to basically just dark berries. So okay. Grapes, raspberries, and stuff like that. And
okay,
I guess that definitely gives this the cherry flavor that I was feeling like I was tasting.
Yep.
So yeah, it's basically a sweeter whiskey to a degree, but it's different.
Absolutely. It's definitely a mixer kind of whiskey by itself.
Yeah.
Neat, as we like to drink everything. Probably is not the right choice.
Yeah. These black currants are small, dark, tart berries known for their strong, unique flavors, often described as a mix of sweet and sour with notes of reminiscence of grapes, raspberries, and even a hint of pine or earthiness.
Yeah, those were a lot of words, and we go with that. Sure, that's exactly what it tastes like. So, not bad, interesting bottle. It's definitely a talking piece.
For sure.
But as far as anything else is concerned, don't drink it neat. That's all I can say with that one.
Yeah. Maybe a splash of some kind of Sprite or something would go good with that.
Yeah, maybe Manhattan or something.
Oh, it would be a good Manhattan drink. That's a really good idea. It's right there for a Manhattan almost. Yeah.
Pretty close. All right. So for anybody that's looking for a cocktail, that's there you go. Payne. And then I'm also chasing that back with a Spotted Cow as always, because I can't get away from it.
Yep.
And now that we moved past our alcoholic segment, Lance, what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we are going to be talking about the anime Zenshu. We followed Natsuko, who is a super talented mangaka who made it big at a young age. After dying from eating some expired clams, she is reincarnated into her favorite anime, A Tale of Perishing. With her trusty magic pegboard, Natsuko is able to redraw a new fate for every disastrous void encounter and save the day. But as much as she tries to change the fate, the original storyline fires back and tries to correct her interferences. And that's what I wrote.
Nice. I like that very much. That was good. That was very well done.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And then what do you have for Lance's lessons today?
Today's Lance's lessons is going to be the Japanese word for hot spring. And many people might know this already, but the Japanese word for hot spring is onsen. Onsen is spelt O-N-S-E-N. And onsen is very fitting for today's episode because Natsuko really wanted to take a bath and relax in a hot spring, and she finally gets her wish near the end of this first season.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's a good one. I definitely feel like we can use that, hopefully one day at least.
Right? I've never been to an actual hot spring. Have you?
No, I have not.
No, I've been to plenty. Obviously, we both have hot tubs, actually.
Well, I no longer have a hot tub.
Oh, you got rid of it?
Oh, yeah, sure. I got that a while ago.
You know what? I do remember you getting rid of it now. Yeah, actually, I think you got rid of yours before I got mine.
Correct.
That's how it went.
Yep.
Okay, yep, I remember now. But anyway, a real hot spring would be pretty sweet to get into.
I agree. That would be very interesting.
All right, now with that out of the way, Matt usually reads some manga for our episodes.
Yep.
So how did this turn out?
Well, this is an anime original, so there is no manga.
All right.
Mappa made an interesting choice. We can go with that. We can talk about that in a little bit.
But for sure.
There is no manga when it comes to this anime, which is, in spite of things, it makes my life a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah. You do quite a bit of reading, so we can give you a break on this one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This is also a good show, and it was worth covering even without a manga.
Oh, yeah.
But let's get into this. So, as I had said, this is an anime original, and it's about a mangaka who dies. I find that very ironic because it came from Mappa, who has been notorious for overworking their mangakas.
Yeah, right.
So I just thought that was very, very ironic that they made a show essentially almost making fun of themselves.
Right. It's kind of like one of them's like, okay, I just want to fucking die. I'd rather live in the anime that I'm drawing. All right, what if we just make a story about that?
Yes. So one cool thing about covering this show today is Lance and I went to KitsuneCon, where Linda Young, who is the voice actor for
Elder Baobab.
Elder Baobab, thank you. I always want to call it Babab,
Yeah, right.
and that is not correct. But we actually got to meet her today, the day we're recording this anyway.
Yeah, so it's very fitting to meet her.
Yeah, it was kind of. We didn't even think about it when we were talking about the show. It's kind of just, oh hey, yeah, there is Elder Baobab on her display of all the characters she's done.
Right. And for anybody who needs a reminder on who Linda Young is, she is the original voice actor for Frieza from 1996 all the way through 2010.
Yep.
And she's also the voice actor for Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. So two really big names in the anime community.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the main voices of our childhood, at least.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun meeting her. We told her that we're doing this episode today, and we're going to give her a little shout out. So here it is.
Yeah, appreciate it. Definitely great time talking to you. When it comes to Zenshu, give me your opinions. What do you think of it?
Well, right off the bat, the first episode or two, I was like, oh, great. This is probably going to be a little boring, a little bit of formulatic.
Sure.
Is that the word? Oh, my God. All right, you guys know what I'm saying. But it was basically what I was thinking, like, great, this is going to be a monster of the week. Yep. Problem happens. Natsuko draws some kind of new fate and saves the day. That's kind of how the first couple episodes went. You know, nothing too unexpected at that point.
Yeah, basically every episode all the way till half the season.
Yeah. So perhaps if I had been watching this series when it first launched, I don't know if I would have been all over it, but it definitely helped to binge watch this so that I can kind of more or less get to the true meat of this story. And that really comes through when shit starts to go wrong with, like what I was saying in my synopsis, is when things really start to turn around with the original story trying to correct itself.
Yeah, pretty much all of her new drawings sabotaging everything.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that one. And then just the coming to the realization that you cannot do everything on your own, no matter how hard you try.
I like that concept. They made it real point blank in one of those episodes. In episode 6 is when she realizes that she can't do everything all on her own.
Yep, that's the flashback episode, right? Or is that later on?
My note says Natsuko realizes she can't do everything on her own. Yunio loses his horn. Justice flies to help save Natsuko, or he helps her see better as everybody's running up the mountain.
Yep.
And then Luke kicks Yunio up, and then he's able to get a giant cut on the centipede monster.
Okay, yeah, no, that's like the 10th or 11th episode where she has like the major flashback where she realizes what she loves.
Yep, that's the very next episode.
Oh, so episode 7. Okay, yeah. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I made sure to write down little synopsis of every episode so that I can stay on track with everything.
The series, as far as the story, if everything kind of went together very well, like 6 into 7, 7 into 8, and everything from the beginning made sense with what happened later on, which obviously this is an anime original, so it makes it much easier. You're not trying to elongate any stories. I guess, do you think they're going to make a season 2?
That is a very good question. We're bringing this up a little early.
Yeah.
But I will be okay with them leaving this the way it is. Like, it kind of leaves a little bit of wonder.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to, like, put pressure to make a season 2 and make it good. Because kind of how will you do that other than bringing the anime world into reality? That's kind of the only way I can imagine.
Yeah. And I wouldn't care for that.
Right.
I feel like the character development she got while being in the Tales of Perishing, or just Tales of Perishing. Either way, in the movie that she loves so much, just all the realization that, you know, she loved Luke and she loved all these characters, and that, you know, all this obsession that she had pretty much her entire life was for a purpose beyond just getting to become an animator or a mangaka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really just more or less, I'm almost surprised this show didn't end up with like her not dying and then like taking a big breath and then like coming back to life, and then like that entire time where she's choking from the clams is when all of this happens, and she's having like a flash before her life kind of situation, and then that's when she like realizes that she can't do everything on her own, and that's how she grew as a character. You're looking a little confused. Where am I losing you?
And then what happened? Am I drawing a complete blank on how this series ended?
Oh, I feel like she was just kind of there on a brand new day. Like she didn't like get up from not dying.
Okay, yeah.
It almost feels like that entire thing didn't even happen.
You know what? Yeah, pretty much. It's almost like she went into the hospital and then kind of woke up the next day and was like, okay, yep, I'm better now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what it was. Okay. It
was a very quick ending to this after, the day is saved and she gets transported back into reality. It was just a very quick ending at that point.
Yep. Does Zenshu mean something?
That's a good question. Quick Google search.
Oh, Zenshu translates to redo everything or fix all.
Very fitting. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
That could have been Lance's lessons of the day.
Yeah, then this is an AI overview, but basically it just means reflecting the demanding nature of anime production and the pursuit of never mind. That's the like a synopsis essentially. Okay, yeah. So redo everything is, and then apparently it's a term often used in anime, like in anime production.
Okay.
So, man, we missed one. Apparently you get a twofer today.
Yeah. There, everyone's learned something today.
Well, the only reason why I thought about that is because the final episode is Zenshu.
Oh, is that the title?
Yeah, that's the title of the final episode. I'm like, wait, that's got to mean something.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't just put the title of the show as the...
Yeah, right.
So, as far as, I guess that's a fitting, because it's kind of true. It redid everything. Go back to the beginning. Apparently, she didn't actually die from the rainbow-colored clams.
Yeah, expired clams turned purple.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I would say this is, as far as my opinion of the show, I enjoyed it. It was better as a rewatch, or it was better when you kind of binge it, as you had said. I do not believe this is something that you can like just keep rewatching. Like, this is not a rewatchable type show.
Probably not. I think the takeaway from this is kind of surface level. It's a very cute story.
Yep.
There's a lot of good, funny moments. I definitely wrote down a couple LOL moments that I liked.
Yep.
But that being said, I mean, I think you kind of get the idea of the show, and I was good with, I mean, of course, I re-listened to it a couple times for the sake of this episode that we're covering, but honestly, I probably won't rewatch the show in the future.
No, it's definitely not going to be on my watch or on my rewatch list. If people are asking for something that's an easy watch, this is definitely it. The animation was very well done, pretty on par with Mappa. The storyline it's easy to follow. You can kind of just go through it. I like the character growth of all the characters, and then just kind of showing how everything's kind of cyclical when it comes to fixing, but not fixing it correctly, essentially, is what happened. Mm-hmm. And then, trying to move on and grow as a person, I guess. That's basically what the last episode was.
Yeah.
So it was good, but the relationship between our main character, our hero, Luke? Well, Natsuko and Luke, yes. I really enjoyed like their kind of relationship, because it was kind of a real honest, just kind of a real progression when it comes to the infatuation that he had for her and that she eventually had for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Natsuko came into this world knowing everything about A Tale of Perishing, and she was more or less kind of like following this story and making little corrections, almost as if like she didn't feel a need to inject herself into anybody's life on a personal level. Mm-hmm. But then obviously the story continues, and we see Luke growing so much, and then we get Yunio always talking about how, he's always wanting to be in battle, and he's never seen Luke smile or have a good time, and we're seeing Luke do all this with Natsuko.
Yep.
It was a great progression on Luke's part. So it was really fun to see him kind of just continuously fall for Natsuko, and him not exactly realizing exactly what's going on too.
Yeah, because he's never had a love interest in his life because he was the hero. That was his whole life, was just being a hero and being stronger and fighting.
Right. You knew that from the day he was a boy. He's always known that he was going to be the hero.
Yep.
What was he from the land of heroes too, or something like that?
Yeah, he's from the land of heroes. It's very
on the nose.
I understand why the movie flopped in theaters.
Yeah, everybody's names. Luke, Braveheart, obviously sounds like super generic for a hero. Destiny, heartwarming. Destiny being so super obvious, and then heartwarming. Also, basically saying exactly what she does for the original Luke story, where she warms his heart.
Yep. Justice.
Memel, not really sure how that comes in. QJ on the other part too.
I love the fact that one of the jokes is they make about it's Natsuko. She talks about how every time there's going to be a void coming, he's going to be charging, and that's going to happen all the time now.
All the common tropes that you see, like it's obviously when something big happens, the person you need to be in charge of like giving the warning is nowhere in sight.
Yep.
And it's the same thing for Destiny too. So that was really, the first couple episodes were really funny, just making jabs at those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Your big boobed, I guess, heroine is what she's supposed to be.
More or less, yeah.
Or, yeah, basically that's, and, I like the fact that all the characters that Natsuko grew to be, my dog decided she wants to join us. All the characters that, she grew up watching, she really got to understand them and get a deeper understanding of them due to being, what'd you call it?
Reincarnaported.
Yeah, reincarnaported.
Yeah, that was a fun word that they threw into the show.
Yes. And so just due to that, she got an even greater appreciation for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, with all this being said, what was your favorite character in the show?
My favorite character in the show. Oh, man. I'm going to go super surface level with this one. It's going to be Melman. I liked her.
You said surface level. I thought you were going to go a little bit more chalk. Melman, that's an interesting one for me.
I liked her. Just the character design. I liked the arrows that she used. She's an elf, so but just all of her abilities. And she got to be the best friend, you could kind of say, to Natsuko. Mm-hmm. And kind of help her through everything. And then, the very last episode, or when she got her eye injured, mm-hmm. and had to wear the eye patch, I thought that was it reminded me of, what was it, like Sin City or something like that? It was the movie in black and white. And
God, Sin City was such a long ass movie.
I know.
It was like a 4-hour long movie.
Yeah. And it was, that movie is like 15, 20 years old at this point.
Oh, God, yeah, you're right. But I fell asleep a couple times during it. I had to take a pause.
Yeah.
And as big of a superhero dork as I was, I
especially dark superhero stuff.
I felt like as a younger person, I was less interested in Sin City, unfortunately, and I never gave it a retry.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that.
I feel like that would be a good rewatch for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of the characters were deep enough. I guess if you could go Luke and you could go Natsuko, but other than that, that's it. So, but I'm going to go with Melman.
Yeah, that's a good one. I loved her arrows. That's my favorite thing from her.
Yep.
Super powerful. I'm going to go with the comedy route. Yunio.
Okay. That's fair.
Yunio turned out to be my favorite, which is kind of strange because the moment I saw Yunio in episode 1, I'm like, great, now we're going to have some fucking Care Bear childish little thing in this show.
Not quite, but yeah.
And then he turned, not a Care Bear, but like the way he was animated kind of reminded me of Care Bear. But then he turned out to be super goddamn funny all the time. His one-liners, the things he does, and he got to me.
Okay.
One of the first, so many LOL scenes.
Yeah.
Like right now that I'm talking without looking at my notes, the first LOL scene when Natsuko is watching Luke be taken by Destiny in the very beginning, where it's being all shiny and Yunio is like eating like a giant wheel of cheese.
Oh, yeah. And
he has a slice of cheese in his fork, but then he bangs the table and eats the other like super big half. Didn't see that coming at all. I thought that was super funny.
Yep. But yeah, I thought he was just going to eat the cheese.
Yeah, right.
Or the slice of cheese.
He does the opposite of what should be obvious. But yeah, Yunio holds most of the LOL scenes for me. Natsuko also holds quite a few.
Yes.
Luke had a couple of funny moments, but this really held me in because of how many times I actually did have a real genuine LOL moment.
Fair. fair. That's Key is a interesting character. I enjoyed his one-liner stuff. I liked his jabs at Natsuko all the time. Like when Destiny and Luke first like meet and he brings up how basically she's like a real woman.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just always throwing jabs at Natsuko.
Yep.
But I guess, what did you think of the Voids, like the characters?
I thought the designs were amazing.
Yes.
This is definitely something they could have gone extra far. I don't know. I think they did an amazing job with what they did, but like those Voids were amazing. I wanted to see so much more, especially the original design of like the ultimate Void at the end.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him because he looked so like literal demonic. I wanted to see him really do more.
Yeah. On top of that, what did you think of the series? And like the movie ends with Luke turning into the ultimate Void and destroying the world. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. That was a very interesting thing because we don't see that often in any kind of shows whatsoever today, is where you have a movie and it just ends on a sad fuck you kind of a note. It's always like a heartwarming, somebody saved the day kind of thing. But in A Tale of Perishing, it just ends in disaster.
Yep. It ends with the world ending. And you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, that's just what happened.
Yeah.
That's a story.
I couldn't imagine being in theaters and it's like, and the world ends, and you're just like, credits. You just be like, did that really just happen? It just happened.
Yeah. But because of that, it really gave a lot of purpose to the story about changing fates all the way back from a much earlier point. So definitely gave the show a reason. Instead of going back to the one big moment and changing that, you changed a lot of stuff in the beginning, adds to the drama. So it was good.
And I mean, really, that's what you have to do. It's one of those things where if you're trying to change something big, you have to do a lot of little things to actually change it, or nothing's going to actually change.
Right. So with that being said, I did like a lot of like foreshadowing seedlings that they dropped.
Okay.
So like going back to this final episode where like mid-season, Natsuko was like, I could draw you with my eyes closed. I wanted to burn you into my memory or whatever she said. She had a phrase that she always said. Something about burning.
I think it was burned into my memory or something like that.
Yeah. And because of that, it made perfect sense for how she was going to draw Luke to go to try to save the day by drawing him fighting like the Void Luke and then just getting obliterated every time. And because the drawings of Luke that she was making kept dying one after another, she could draw them so fast that it's almost like he didn't die.
Yeah. Very
interesting. I mean, it added to a good dramatic kind of thing. Like no matter how many times she drew him, he just kept getting obliterated by these flying goddamn beam swords.
Yes. Yeah, I really like that. I like the dramatic effect they had it. It kind of gave her, I don't want to say it gave her life meaning, but that's essentially what she did her entire childhood, as you had said, where she grew up drawing Luke. And yeah, I wish I wouldn't have poured so much of that. It was in her brain. That's a terrible way to say it, but you know what I'm saying. Like it was etched into her memory, and no matter what happens, she was going to remember the way he looked.
Right. Let's talk about Destiny for a quick second. She was like this pink-haired princess lady, super nice. She wanted the orphanage, super awesome for her.
Absolutely.
But then after Natsuko drew El Tigre to take out one of the Voids, Destiny got super obsessed with the cat mask and everything, and she got all buff. What were your thoughts on almost a complete character redesign on Destiny?
I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that was my initial reaction when I saw her. I was just like, wait, what? What's going on right now? Beyond that, like, I was hoping that was basically what was going to happen, and she was going to turn into the, like, director of this orphanage, and she was just going to live that persona the rest of the time. I was hoping that's what I was hoping. Mm-hmm. Obviously, for anybody that doesn't know, that is not what we got, because she ends up agreeing to marry the rich, wealthy guy. That's really the...
Yeah, that's good enough saying that guy.
So she reverts. As the series progresses, everything starts kind of reverting and doing exactly what was supposed to happen in the movie. So she ends up giving up on the orphanage in a manner of, I'm trying to blank, she just didn't have the money. Is that what it was?
More or less, yeah. It was, the rich dude was just going to be able to fund everything so that she can continue running the orphanage.
Versus him agreeing to open the orphanage. But essentially, at the end of the day, the same thing was going to happen.
Yeah, for real. My first thoughts on her was, holy shit, they gave her the Asta treatment, where she was a skinny little girl, and then a little bit of time passes, and boom, she's buff as fuck.
Yes, that's a true statement, correct.
What about Justice? I thought he was a pretty solid character. I really liked how he got introduced. Like, he was kind of like this quiet lowlife who wanted to just almost die in the shadows and not let down Luke because of, I don't know, his defects that he got.
Yeah,
defects meaning he lost flight, or so he thought, with a chipped wing and no longer being able to like breathe fire.
Yep. Yeah, he was basically would rather be the bad guy than make Luke feel like it was his fault for doing anything.
Right.
And I like that. I thought that was a really good character. I thought, while I enjoyed the fact that he did it, I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no,
part, yeah.
quit coddling Luke. Be like, hey, fucker, this isn't your fault. We are trying to fight for our lives against things that are trying to kill us. Like, this shit happens sometimes.
Yep.
But no, that's not what ends up happening. And, I mean, Justice did end up helping at the end of the day, so that was good.
Yeah, he even got some of his firepower back, because I kind of missed it for a bit. Like, it looked like he made like this flame dagger kind of thing, and he attacked somebody.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
So it was cool to see him get a little bit of fighting power back. Not like he did a shit ton of stuff, but he was able to redeem himself a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of, I guess, make himself useful.
Yeah. And then after we got the introduction of like the present day Justice, and then we go into like the next episode, and then we usually get like Natsuko in her reality days reliving watching the movie. Mm-hmm. And then we see Justice like for a quick second, like he's in the air, and he's wearing like this super awesome like skull shirt kind of thing, and he like crosses his arms and like shoots out a big fire blast. He looks so badass at that point. I wanted to see more of like that Justice.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
So I guess if we were to talk about any kind of like season 2 material, I think the biggest thing to talk about would be seeing all of the original 9. Like
almost a flashback kind of thing.
A flashback, or because they're all alive at the end of the series.
Yes.
So like if there's going to be any continuation, I want to see them essentially continuing their prime. Like I want to see that Justice. We only got introduced to 4 out of the 9 of the heroes. So like we have plenty of characters that we could grow to meet. Like there was a dwarf, there was like this merlady, there was a rock man, there was a tree man. So there's plenty of characters that we can make a story towards.
Yep. Do you think we're going to have a season 2?
Ultimately, no.
Okay.
Like I was saying earlier, I think the wonder and just like a relatively old school kind of thinking of a cute ending where you think you get a glimpse of somebody you recognized as you're walking down the street, and then that's just the way the story ends.
Yeah.
Like it seems very like romance comedy kind of thing.
That's fair.
Which is essentially what it is, because that's kind of what the show ultimately was, with some action.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantasy romance action pseudo isekai. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in this one.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I also don't think there's going to be a season 2. I think they're just going to leave it as what it is, instead of trying to beat a dead horse and essentially rehash the same stuff over again. The ending was fine. I had no issues with it. I think it would stand as far as kind of closure is concerned.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I thought that was a decent ending for the series.
Yeah. I'm not wanting for more.
Yep.
Outside of, it would have been nice to have some more information, but at the same rate, that's what kind of makes the mystery of the show remain a good show.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
And as we've seen lots of bad season 2s that just kind of destroy the series.
That's fair.
I was talking to Chris earlier today, and he was talking about if he should watch Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
And I said, well, after you get past the controversial first episode, the rest of season 1 is amazing, and then season 2 is a bit of a downfall. So you don't have to bother watching it. He said, all right, thanks for the info. I'll probably still watch season 2. I'm like, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah. But I actually did not finish season 2.
No?
No.
Season 2 was okay.
Yeah.
It didn't have that pull that season 1 had, like just that vengeance to just destroy goblins in random ass ways and just have fun with killing goblins. it just kind of lost its shine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of feel like if this were to progress into a season 2, I would hate for it to turn into something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing when I want to talk about is just kind of how all the prophets knew exactly what was going to happen. So the religious character knew that about the voids. Elder Balbab knew due to the book, right? The book basically read the prophecy of the entire ending. So they knew what was she knew what was going to happen at the end.
To a degree, she kind of played on some words near the end where she was saying that the heroes were going to be the light, but the light didn't necessarily mean that they were going to win.
Yep.
So it's just false hope is all she was really giving.
Yep.
Even though she was hoping for it herself, obviously.
Yep. The elves what'd they call them? The choir.
The choir girls, yeah.
Yeah, all the choir.
The cultists.
Yeah, that was
a very interesting twist. Didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't see that coming either.
Also, I was like horrifyingly laughing when we got to see the choir doing like their head bowing chants inside that cave. Like,
yeah,
it was weird.
It was very weird. And so the like how Natsuko got out of that using the vampire, not a vampire, but the good looking guy, right?
Oh, essentially the boy band that she made.
Yes, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, I had to make a series about this one time, and that's the reference material for that.
Yep. Which, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it was K-pop. That's what that was. I guess not K-pop. It would be J-pop, Japanese.
Yeah, it would be J-pop. J-pop.
I guess if you had to give a rating for this series, how would you give it?
This one is relatively mid. Okay. So I'd hate to give this a 7 because like this was a decent story.
Yes. You're going to sway me a little bit. Continue. Sorry.
I was going to say like, yeah, I'd say this is mid, but better. Like this isn't a bad mid. This is a good mid.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, solid 7 to 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, you persuaded me a little bit because the animation was very good. The series went along it didn't linger.
I did get emotionally drawn when Yunio was crying over QJ, calling him like useless scrap when he was talking with Justice. Like I was starting to feel that. The voice actor for Yunio did a great job there. I was like, ooh, I'm actually feeling this.
Yep. Yunio, all the characters were very good. The pseudo flashback episode, like the True Love episode, I thought was really good. Mm-hmm. I thought all the episodes were good. Still can't give it more than a 6.5.
Yeah.
There was nothing deep about this series.
No, nothing too deep.
No. It's an easy watch. It's something if you're just kind of looking for something with a start and a finish and like you want the series to be over, this is a good show. Not a bad show. I don't know if I could recommend this to everybody though.
No, this would have to be, if you want something a little bit different, this would be it.
Yeah, this is definitely a different type of show. It wasn't bad. Don't take my ranking as saying it was bad, but it was just 1 to 2 times is probably all people are ever going to do when it comes to watching this.
Yeah, I can see that. Which is why I wanted to say like this was mid, but like a good mid.
Yeah, I do not regret watching this. I just couldn't continuously watch this all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, as one of the last topics I want to talk about, I do want to bring up the favorite fight because there were quite a few of them. Mm-hmm. There was quite a bit of action in this one. So I guess what was your favorite fight?
The first one that's coming to my mind is during the onsen scene.
Okay.
Where Luke really drives in the moment of the baboom for Natsuko to realize that she loves Luke. And something about Luke's sword blazing, like it happens a couple times where Luke's sword just gets like super shiny, super aura-y. But when he does get that super aura-y kind of sword slash, like I'm all about that. I love the animation for that. I love the concept of just a sword being super strong like that.
Yep.
And in fact, there's even better moments of that sword being even bigger and stronger. But that's the one that comes to my mind first.
Okay.
Is him jumping in the air, yelling, "I love you," and then just having a big sword slash to save the day. And then for whatever reason, both Luke and Natsuko are falling, staring into each other's eyes as they go back to the ground. It was a weird moment, but they're lovey-dovey at that moment. So that's what's on my brain. What about you?
Okay. As far as the favorite fights, I'm probably gonna go with all of the flying, like almost mosquito looking ones, and then Natsuko has to draw like all these bombs that blow them up.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that one. That was my favorite one.
Just taking out like a giant fucking swarm.
Just giant swarm, fuck ton of attacks, just super entertaining.
Yeah.
So nothing deep about that one. Not like you, with Lance going above and beyond. No, it was literally just a good action fight scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a handful of things that she drew. Just go through some notes. She drew basically a monster who shot laser beams that we saw come back later in the series.
Yeah, fake Godzilla.
Yeah, it was definitely a kaiju of sorts.
Yep.
And then a thing that just shot out a shit ton of missiles that we also saw at the end of the series. She drew El Tigre with the luchador match. That was entertaining enough. She drew a samurai
who failed
miserably. That was a fun ending to that drawing, though. That's when she realized that she can't do everything on her own.
Yep.
And just a couple more, but
yeah, those are the main ones. Yeah, because you have the boy band one.
Oh yeah.
So nothing. The ones you had said are the most memorable ones.
Yeah, they threw in a mech one just for the mech fans. That was interesting.
Yep, absolutely.
So my last topic I'd like to bring up was, I think it might be a little bit of fun, that if we were to take the idea of this show, changing the fate of a certain situation and making something better. So if you were to change the fate in any show whatsoever, what situation would you change?
Okay, so I have a couple. I am going to talk about a show where the fate I would have loved to have a different ending. It's Wolf's Reign, all the wolves.
Okay.
Basically.
That's an anime I wish I would have watched too. I seen like the first 2 or 3 episodes back when it was on Adult Swim when we were kids.
Yep.
Never got around to actually watching it.
I rewatched it as I was older, and basically all the wolves died. And
so kind of like Zenshu?
Yeah, kind of. Basically, it was meaning that the journey is the paradise, not necessarily like the world was ending. So the journey is paradise, not there's no place that is paradise. And it's like,
so not the destination, but
the adventure, not the destination.
The journey. Yeah.
Yeah. And that show was all sorts of sad and fucked up. So it's like, I wish they just could have gotten a happy ending. So that's definitely one.
So with that being said, making a difference.
Yep.
Putting something into the mix. What one thing could you have like drawn or added to the scenario that could have changed that ending?
Getting an actual paradise. Like making their journey for something instead of just making it where the journey is the end goal, essentially.
Yeah.
I wish it would have had a destination, i.e. I wish they would have gone somewhere to a paradise instead of dying to get to paradise.
Okay, so you would have inserted an actual paradise.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
You got another one?
So I have a couple of characters I wish wouldn't have mainly died. Rengoku. I wish Rengoku could have stayed.
Ooh, interesting.
Like, he wouldn't have had to win, but I wish he would have not died.
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like he would be a great
tutor, sensei,
catalyst for all the other Hashira. Not saying he didn't have to die, but I feel like the same things could have happened if he didn't die.
Right. All right, so same question. In the moment where he died and the train arc, what could you have drawn to change that fate?
Maybe have the sun come up sooner so he didn't get to the point where I'm drawing a blank on the upper moon, but the upper moon basically didn't get
basketball face one.
Yeah.
I always refer to him as the basketball face guy.
Sure. The fighting one is the one I think of. But yeah, it just made it so that the sun came up sooner so he didn't get a chance to put the finishing blow on Rengoku. Still could have lost an eye, kind of like Tengen, and could have been very injured, but not dead.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
What about you? What are you thinking?
Me, I wish I put more thought into other anime.
Okay.
So I let my brain go to option number 1, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
And I thought about the very end where Yusuke is fighting Yomi in the Demon Dark Tournament.
Okay.
And right when they give each other the final blow and they're about to both collapse,
Yep.
Yomi is the one that stays standing because his son yells at him and it gives him the strength to stand 1 second longer.
Yep.
I would like to draw in either Keiko or Kuwabara in the crowd doing... It's a cheat one, I know, but like essentially doing the same thing, like him remembering or getting the energy to fight a little bit harder because he's got to prove he's better than Kuwabara, or he's got to prove his love for Keiko and just be stronger in the moment. And then because it's something that I've always wanted to, that encourages him to go back into like his demon form, his Mazaku form, and then get the extra energy boost in order to give one last big blast to put Yomi down.
So would he have won the tournament then?
Yeah, essentially that's what I was going to get at.
Okay. But I don't think Yusuke would have had the fortitude and or foresight to do what Mazaku, what's his actual name?
Ryzen.
What Ryzen's friend would have done, which was essentially open up Demon World, but make it so open up Demon World, but make it so demons couldn't attack humans.
Yeah. I did like that kind of policy in the end.
Yep.
But it sucked to have Yusuke lose.
Yep.
Maybe the ending could have stayed the same. Maybe Yusuke could have been the weak one to fight him, and then he could have still lost.
Okay.
But the outcome would have been the same.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess the biggest thing is I would have just drawn Yusuke going Mazaku one last time, having
he kind of did.
Blast.
Yeah,
he started out in Mazaku form.
Yeah, and then he started reverting back to spirit energy Yusuke and turning back.
Yeah.
So
it's a cute ending but it would have been a little cuter if we got Demon Yusuke for like 50 episodes or so.
Yeah.
Instead of like
6.
The very small amount.
Not even like 2.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's fair.
It's just me wanting more out of him.
That's understandable. I also would love to have more Demon Mazaku Yusuke as well. That was a good one. These are mainly deaths, but it's another one I had written down was Rudius's dad.
Ooh, that was very emotional.
Yeah, that was super just fucked. But the problem is if Rudy wouldn't have gone through that, then he wouldn't have slept with
the blue-haired chick.
The blue-haired chick. Yeah, drawing a blank on her name. But he wouldn't have basically been in a depressive state, and Roxy, she wouldn't have had essentially the ability to try and seduce him to help him get through his depression. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a terrible example because then Roxy wouldn't be in the picture, which means Rudy would have less children. So yeah, I guess that one doesn't work.
Right. It is a major plot point.
Yes.
And speaking of Rudy and Natsuko sharing the same voice actor, for many times it was hard for me to separate the two.
Yes.
Because the voice actor does an amazing job playing both characters.
They are distinguished. Like they are not the same character, or they don't sound like the same character, but there's definitely some inflection points that sound.
Like every time Natsuko would like yell.
Yeah.
Instantly, same exact yelling that Rudy always did.
Okay.
Really emotional yelling. Love it every time. I love the voice actors. She does a great job playing both characters.
Yep.
But it's hard to watch Natsuko without thinking about Rudy.
That is fair.
One thing that I was trying really hard to make a fate change for was I was trying to think of like some piece of shit character that I always hated.
Okay.
And I just wanted to off him just to get rid of him to continue the story. And it was getting kind of hard to think of that.
Yep.
Yeah, Madeline Morris. That's the voice actor for Natsuko and Rudy.
Yep. I don't know if you ever watched Grimgar from Ashes to Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash is the series. Have you ever watched that one?
No, that doesn't even sound familiar.
It came out around the same time as season 1 of Jobless Reincarnation. It's a super fucked up series. Basically, they have these people who get isekai'd, but they don't actually get abilities. They literally are just portaled to another as normal people, and they have to go through all the effort to get stronger. They have magic and stuff, but like they aren't inherently stronger just because they're isekai'd or summoned people. And Yeah, a lot of people die in that series, and it's fucked. It's
Okay.
super fucked. And so that was one that I had thought of.
Real quick,
Yes.
taking another sip of this Von Payne black whiskey.
Yes.
It's reminding me of brandy. I think that's what I was looking for. It tastes like a more whiskey version of a brandy.
Interesting.
So that makes more sense to me now.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, there aren't too many fates. Like one character that I really hate right now is it's in Slime. It's the head of the Adventurers Guild.
I gotta try to think, because with all the anime we've been watching, there's lots of heads of guilds.
Yeah, I know.
I can't confuse these guys. Who's the head of the guild that's a dragon that I'm thinking of right now?
Oh, that is from Tsukamichi.
There it is. That's who the first one came to my head after you said head of the guild.
Yes. No, that is not who it is.
Oh, the other human guy?
Yeah,
who likes to read manga?
Yes.
Yep. His character design is in my head, but I don't remember his name. He's basically leading all the clowns.
Yep. He's leading the clown jesters. Yuki.
Yep.
Yuki, I fucking hate that guy. I wish he would just die. So yeah, if we wanted to go with one, I wish he would just be dead. Basically when they figured out that he was the enemy, I wish they would have just killed him.
Yeah, definitely see that.
So they could have just had Soe chop his head off when he wasn't expecting it or something along those lines. Nope, he's still alive, and it drives me fucking batshit insane.
Oh yeah, he's like a fake good guy in the eyes of Rimuru right now.
No, Rimuru knows that he is not a good guy.
He does officially know he's not.
Yeah,
good?
he knows he's not a good guy.
I know he definitely thought of him as being someone to suspect, but
no,
his friendship level is still like maybe not friendship level, but like his leadership with his relations with other leaders in a way dictate. God damn, whatever? This is leadership relations.
That is a terrible sentence, but yeah, yes, Rimuru refuses to kill Yuki, and it drives me fucking insane. At the end, basically, they were like, "There's only one person who could have done all this, and it's Yuki." And Reamer is like, "Yeah, I know, but I don't want to kill him." And it's like, "Motherfucker, just do it."
Yeah.
Just do it. And he refuses. So Yuki is definitely a character I wish I could just write out. And maybe I'm supposed to hate him, and it doesn't really help anything, but I just want him dead. That's a character I'm very annoyed with at the present.
Believe it. I guess one character I would like to write off.
Okay.
Going back to a new series that just came out this season.
Yes.
And for any listeners that might be listening late, this is the summer season of 2025. Takopi, Original Sin.
Oh, fuck.
So there's this...
Can't do it.
There's this bitch of a bully girl, and fuck, I want her dead so bad. I've never wanted a child dead more than this child.
It's an anime child.
I hate her so much. She's such a bitch.
We're strictly talking about anime for any government agency that's flagging anything. This is an anime.
Yeah, right.
It's super fucked, and yeah, do not watch it if you have children or have gone through any. The trigger warning is real, and if somebody makes you watch this, you have terrible friends. That's what I can say about that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it as far as the changing of fates question. I think that was a good conversation. I'm glad you came up with that question because it is very fitting for this series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting thought about what fates you'd want to change, because you asked this about a week ago and it's hard. It's an actual difficult question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes it even more harder when you know the ending of certain shows and you're like, can I just not have that ending? And they're like, nope, you need that ending. I'm like, oh.
Yep. So I guess I'm really hoping that it makes our listeners think about what they would want to change. And please feel free to leave a comment on wherever you're listening to about some fates that you would like to see changed. And be a little detailed on it, because don't just change an outcome. Want a little bit of detail, because that makes it more interesting.
Absolutely. Just saying you don't want somebody to die doesn't help anything.
Right.
All right, cool. And Lance has been trying to stump me as far as Pokemon quizzes are concerned, and he basically wants me to strike out. So I feel like that's going to happen. He gave me a quick warning that I'm probably not going to do well, and I believe him.
For at least one of these for sure.
I'm going to laugh if I get it right.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That would be hilarious, I'll be honest.
All right, so we're going to be jumping into Gen 1 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1. How many eggs are part of Execute?
5?
5?
Yep.
All right. Press. Unfortunately, that's wrong.
Fuck.
Correct answer is 6.
I was close. I was a lot closer than I thought I was going to be.
Let me just triple check just in case. Oh my god, there's 5.
What? I was right?
You were right. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me?
Nice.
I took a quick glance. I'm like, yeah, that looks like 6. No, never mind. I am a straight up fucking idiot. I am literally looking at the picture right now. There is 6 clear eggs. I missed the middle egg hardcore. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, you got it wrong. I was originally right. There is 6 eggs part of Execute.
All right, now I gotta look at this. 1, 2. Yeah, there's 6. One's broken. Well, I mean, he's dead. That doesn't count.
Yeah, there's one back there without even a face.
Yeah, that doesn't count. There's 5 faces. I'm gonna guess it as a half a point.
That is pretty interesting, though. Okay, question number 2.
Yes.
Pokemon Gen 1 only.
Okay.
Gym Leader Blaine.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yep.
The fire user.
Yes. Second to the last one.
Yeah. So he had one lineup in red, green, and blue.
Okay.
And he had one lineup in yellow.
Yep.
If you can tell me either lineup, I'll give you the correct answer.
Okay. So I know he had Magmar. Yes. Sorry. Magmar. Can you give me a hint on how many he had? Was it 4?
Okay, I can give you a hint. So in red, blue, and green, he had 4.
Okay.
And in yellow, he had 3.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Magmar. Let's go with Ponyta. Let's go with, there's not that many fire Pokemon. He didn't have an Arcanine. Don't think he had a Rapidash. Let's go with Vulpix and Ninetales.
Okay, so we're going
Magmar, Ponyta, Vulpix, and Ninetales.
Okay, very interesting choice.
It's super wrong.
It's super wrong. So I would have also gotten this wrong.
Okay.
Because Magmar is not part of the lineup whatsoever. The anime fucked with everybody for that one.
Okay, yeah. 100%.
All right, so here is the lineup. In red, blue, and green, he had Growlithe, Arcanine, Ponyta, and Rapidash.
Fuck, that would be hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah, right? Don't remember that at all. And then in yellow, he had Ninetales, Rapidash, and Arcanine.
Even that's a hard one.
Yeah, so no Magmar at all. And I looked into this a little bit more. Magmar wasn't even in Fire Red or Leaf Green, so they kind of stayed true to the OG style.
Okay.
But Magmar did get involved in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So that's when they finally updated it to what people expected.
Interesting. Okay. And that was the last time I played, like, pseudo yellow, because it was like a mix between red and yellow. Well, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, for the most part. I played Let's Go Eevee.
Yep.
And I was borrowing that from my brother-in-law, and I didn't get around to officially finishing it, but I did get pretty much all the way there.
Yep. Yeah, I finished it. And it was, it basically was yellow. Probably with a,
yeah.
It was basically yellow.
Still a good game.
Yeah.
I wish Nintendo was trying something really weird with the controllers. I wish they would have gone like a basic controller with that one. You had to use one joystick or the Pokeball.
Yep.
And just holding on to it just didn't feel right for a long-term game.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, whatever. All right, so yeah, that's question number 2. Magmar is not part of this OG setup.
Bullshit. All right.
Yeah, so that was the hard one.
Okay.
And I admit, I would have got that wrong too. All right, third final question.
Okay.
Your favorite. What level does Poliwag evolve at?
Poliwag. So that's Poly into Poliwhirl. Let's go 34.
34?
Yep.
Very odd number, but it is unfortunately wrong.
All right.
Poliwag does evolve sooner. It is 25.
Oh, all right. Sure. Sure.
Poliwag, I never played with him in Gen 1. I only started using Poliwag in Gen 2.
Yep.
And that's kind of how I got to know Poliwag a little bit better, obviously. But
yep.
Yeah, 25. He is a little bit of a late evolution for something that could be semi-early.
Well, you can't
Pretty sure you gotta fish for him.
You have to fish for him, and you can't get him with the old rod. You have to have the good rod.
Yep.
Which means you're about halfway through the game at that point.
Ooh, boy. Gen 1, good rod. The good rod, I might be confusing this with the super rod, but I think after you get out of the dark cave and you go south, before you hit your first Snorlax, there's a house, and I think that's where you get the good rod.
Which is still, you're talking about 3 badges in. So you're a third of the way in, maybe
Easily,
a quarter, or maybe just under a half. That might be 4. So you're still talking almost halfway through.
Getting up there, yeah. Yeah, it's before Erica, which is the 4th badge.
Yeah.
And at that point, your Pokemon are all at 25. So evolving a Poliwag at that point is going to be relatively easy. But then when you get to like Gen 2, where you can get a Poliwag sooner, you're playing with that Poliwag until like 3/4 of the way through the first core of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't enter the Elite Four until your Pokemon are like high 30s, low 40s.
I would generally say mid to low 40s.
That's where you should be at.
Yeah.
But Gold, Silver, Crystal was a bit accelerated for how quick you get to the Elite Four.
Okay. Yeah, I never played Gold. I feel like I guess I might have had a couple. But probably my main half of my crew would be in the 40s.
Oh, for sure. Your top 3 should be in the 40s.
40s, potentially 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to struggle.
Oh, for sure. I remember my first couple times playing Gold, Silver, Crystal. I did an intense amount of training by failing the Elite Four.
Yep. I'd fail it all the time because you got XP.
Yep, exactly.
So
that's how I got through it.
Yep. Or you go through the cave a bunch and you kind of grind that way.
Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, that's my Pokemon quiz for today.
Okay. I appreciate it. I still say I got a half a point.
Half a point for the egg?
Half a point for the egg. That egg's dead. It doesn't count.
I'll give you half a point there. It is a very odd character design for Execute.
Yes. Because this was kind of a shorter episode, and this season was fucking intense. Or is fucking intense? It is fucking intense. There's so many.
We're recording this
in the beginning
early
of the season, but
yeah, we're going to launch this episode in 2 weeks, so we're going to be about halfway through the summer season.
Yeah,
we are off to quite the fucking start for this summer season. A lot of hot names out there.
Absolutely. And more stuff is still kind of coming out, which is craziness. So what are you watching?
All right. So I made a quick comment that I started Taco Piece Original Sin. Only got through the first episode right now. That was heavy enough.
Yes, and it was a long episode.
Yeah, so 37 minutes. It was basically a double episode.
Pretty close.
That one, the animation is different. It almost feels old school, like kind of scratchy.
Yep, it goes along with the theme of the series. So.
For sure. Don't want to talk about that one right now because that one's just really heavy.
Yep.
Rascal Does Not Dream, Season 2. The first episode for Season 2, our last episode or 2 episodes ago at this point that we launched was you and Cameron talking about movies 2 and 3.
Yep.
So it really, really sucks that at this point in time, Crunchy hasn't released movies 2 and 3. Movie 1 is out there. Fantastic. Love that they released that one at least. But it really sucks that Season 2 is out without movies 2 and 3 because there's a big time jump.
Slight plug. Listen to that episode. You'll get at least a general understanding of what happened in those 2 movies.
Exactly. So I'm glad that you guys did that.
Yep.
Because it gave me a little bit of an understanding.
Yep.
I'm also watching, here's a fun word, Gachi Akuda.
Okay, yep.
So for a quick reminder for listeners, it's basically like super high rich people pushing away like the poor people. And the poor people have to like dig through garbage, or at least our main character digs through garbage. And then he gets framed for murder, and then he gets kicked off into, let's just say, the garbage pit. And that's all I'm going to say at this point because that's all that's out at the moment.
Yep.
But I see a lot of badass revenge coming out of this, so I'm super excited about this series.
I agree. I'm also watching that.
Kaiju number 8 started again. I am up to date with the manga, and by the time this episode releases, the final chapter will be in English, so I will be 100% finished with the manga. But the first episode got released. It was more of like a low-key kind of teaser.
Yeah, it was definitely a teaser episode.
Yeah, there's nothing dramatic about literal episode number 1 for season 2, but all I can say is things are going to get interesting.
Yep. So I'm 2 for 3 on watching. We're watching the same thing. If you're going through stuff, I can... I know another thing you're watching, Dandanon.
Dandanon, of course.
Yep. Definitely both watching that one.
I watched the first episode of My Dress Up Darling.
Yep, that was a really good one. I really enjoyed that one.
Happy to see that one come back.
Yes, absolutely. Dr. Stone just came back. The next core of Dr. Stone.
Yep. At this current moment, I'm a bad Dr. Stone fan because I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, we got a con we were watching. That's fine.
Yeah, we're busy. There's lots to watch.
Yep.
But that one is 100% going to be watched for sure. That is easily amongst my top 5 favorite anime of all time.
Very nice.
Just kind of finishing up last season, really. My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Okay.
That was great. I'm going to be covering that with Chris to have a quick episode in our chambers for our busy summer because we
got stuff going on.
Content. Yep.
All right. Cool. You going to be watching Shield Hero season 3, 4?
4. Yeah, I haven't started the newest season yet,
okay,
but I do plan on watching it for sure.
All right. Awesome. Yep. I watched the first episode of that one. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't remember. Did you watch Cleavatees?
No, I haven't given that a start yet. I know you made comments on that earlier today.
Yep.
The internet was making it sound like it was going to definitely be worth a watch, so I plan on watching it.
Okay. Yeah, it was a 42-7, somewhere along those lines. Minute first episode, so it was a double first episode.
Interesting. Okay.
That one, and then the other series that I watched, we'll see if I continue to watch it besides the stuff that you had already brought up. Watery Kun, it's a bunch of stars, is about to collapse. I watched that one. Like I said, we'll see if I continue that one. I can't tell exactly what it's about, so I'm just gonna kind of get through it and see how it is.
Okay. I see that To Be Hero X continued probably today as of our recording, so I can't wait to continue Core 2.
That'll be tomorrow. It's on Saturdays.
Oh.
Yeah, that releases on Saturdays. We record on Fridays, so that will be tomorrow.
Episode 14's out right now.
I know, because we're technically like 3 weeks into the season, potentially. We could be 4 weeks into the season.
Oh, then
you're
somehow
behind.
I'm behind. God damn it. To Be Hero X is so amazing. I can't wait to cover this in the future.
Yes, it's a good one.
And yeah, I guess that's kind of where I am in watching the new stuff this season.
Yeah, there's a lot. This season's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely going to be busy. I also throw out there, a lot of the big name anime is simu-dubbed, so it's really nice to just not have to worry about reading Japanese at every new anime that's out there. So the simu-dub is definitely making life easier.
It does make it a slightly difficult being on the treadmill, but that's a personal problem. I am enjoying the simu-dub options.
All right, so that's going to conclude our casual Pokemon talk. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this summer season like we are. So we have a side project going on with another podcast that Matt and I have started with a couple other friends called D&D Noobs. So it'd be a lot of help for us if you guys can go check out our other podcast on iTunes or Spotify. If you would like to stay up to date on anime news, please follow the Anime Show on Facebook and Instagram. And we will catch you guys next time.
Have a good one.